Hey, Love Squad. I hope you are happy and thriving and living and loving and like all good things. All good things. So, I'm back with another reaction video. This is a part of the new Infinite Reactions series that I'm doing. And Infinite Reactions is all about reacting to positive, enriching, and uplifting videos. So I try to focus on videos that are about personal growth and development in some shape or form for this particular series. And the intention is basically about what we all can learn and how to apply what's shared in the videos, okay? A lot of times we watch videos and we get motivated or inspired, but we don't really process and integrate the information. So I hope that this helps you with that. Okay. And today's video, before we get to today's video, let's do the quote. Today's video is about different things, but just habits and also mindset, mentality, and changing what you do to improve your life. So I found a great quote about habits that helps with that or just gives you perspective. And it's a nail is driven out by another nail. Habit is overcome by habit. And this is by Erasmus. Before we start, I wanted to say hi. My name is Kim, if you don't know. My YouTube channel is Glam Powered. And you can find the slide deck for this particular video on facebook.com/clarity with Kim. You'll be interested in that slide deck if you want the journaling prompt. Okay, I started to post the slide decks as well because I know people maybe want to go back and look through what was said and they want those journaling prompts. So I've just been doing that out of courtesy on the Facebook page. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Please subscribe. I have more videos like this coming. And I also do pick a card readings, like tarot readings on my channel. So if you have a question or just want to get some insight, definitely comment about that below as well. Also, if you have another positive video that you want me to react to, comment about that. And yeah, welcome. So, oh yeah. Lord. How about I didn't introduce the person? This is my first time doing this with like a more general theme. I've been doing pick a card reactions, but not this. So this beautiful person is, her name is Shahd, and I just found her channel because this video came up in my feed and I was like, oh, this is the type of video that I would want to react to. I watched it. I was like, oh, so now I'm like, you know, when you find a new YouTuber that you like, you just start watching all the videos. So I'm watching all the videos and liking, and I have already subscribed, girl. So thank you for this. I do, once again, I hope that you guys find this helpful. Let's go back to the first part here. She said a few things and I numbered them and sequenced them based off of what she said. So one of the first things that she said was saying yes is equals more, basically. And she talked about having a routine and being around people who are familiar. Yes equals being open, and the only way to practice bravery is by being brave. That was one thing she specifically said. I thought that was very well said. And saying yes to something you may not think you're ready for. She encouraged people to, you know, go for it. And she talked about being a former people pleaser herself. And she said people pleasing equals resentment because you can't say no, right? So if you can't say no, you're feeling away because you really want to. That's disingenuous. It's not sincere. And however, saying no is a part of growing up, and disappointing people is okay. For real, it is. I'm going to link the video, by the way. Definitely going to link the video so you guys can watch it. And it's called Habits That Changed My Life. So here are my thoughts. Having trouble with saying yes. Maybe you want to say yes, but you just don't know how to do it. Do it constructively, okay? You don't have to dive all the way in with saying yes. But it is beneficial to open up more. I do agree with that. So what you can do is you can be like, okay, I can't say yes to everything, but once a month, I'm going to say yes to something. Maybe you're in a situation where you got to work, you got to hustle, you got to grind. I'm in that situation right now where I'm preparing to go to Vietnam, and I'm back in my birth city, birth state, or whatever, visiting family, enjoying them. But this is not a social visit. Sorry. I came here to do what I need to do, and then I had to get to where I'm going. Next year will be more comfortable for me because of all of the work that I'm doing now. And I'm having to stay focused and keep my eye on the ball in that way. Sometimes when you have to block stuff out, if that's the case, you might feel guilty about it. No. Would you rather feel guilty now, if you feel guilty at all? Because I don't. But if that's what you're feeling, would you rather feel guilty about it? Or would you rather be more comfortable next year because you took the time to do what you had to do in the present moment? Does that make sense? I know that when I come back to visit next year, we'll be able to enjoy each other even more. And I'm making time, like I told you, like I can't do stuff every day or every week with everybody. But for example, this weekend, this is going to be my air quotes, my fun weekend. We're going to a concert on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we're going to Disney on Ice. Yes, I'm a teacher. I'm a low-key kid. I love Hello Kitty. I love Disney. And we're going to go see MC Hammer. I'm originally from the San Francisco Bay Area. MC Hammer is a Bay Area legend. Some of y'all who are young millennials, I'm an old millennial. If you're young, you might not know who that is. But MC Hammer is a dope old school rapper. I'm going to just leave it at that. And he's a legend in the San Francisco Bay Area. All right, now. The other thing, she talked about routine. So routine, it for me at least, is grounding. And I have this vibe of just hacking away at a tree. The tree being the goal, the objective, right? You could also call it a tornado effect. I just go through, if you think about tornadoes, they have a point, a direction, a purpose, but they're very powerful. They're a force. Once they move through, ain't nothing surviving that ain't supposed to survive. I operate that like that. And right now I'm preparing for a contract in Vietnam. I'm an international teacher, you guys. So that's why that's happening. That's what I do. So hunty. I also teach online. So in the past, I've been here for, maybe 2 months. I just secured another online teaching contract, and I essentially am about to triple my income. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of all of that. I do a lot of energy work. If you look at this channel, you'll see that I have like esoteric law of attraction related stuff on here because I do use energy and the pragmatic stuff to get things done. And that's what I did to accomplish that. But I'm not here to play no games. I'm in this house most days, most of the time, doing what I got to do because I have to get to where I'm going. Real talk. All right. So you need to kind of have that mentality, or I should say, I would advise it. Not that you need to. It may not be for you, but it is for me. I'm getting to where I have to go, and I want to encourage you to just have that same level of focus. And the other thing is, I put absolutely. Let me go back and look at the third point. Oh yeah, okay. Saying yes to something you may not think you're ready for. So that one is definitely an absolutely thing for me. But if you're going to do that, pray for protection, okay? Because it can be scary. I get it. You might not want to dive or go deep into that pool. But guess what? It's going to benefit you. Do all you can pragmatically to prepare and figure out the rest as you go along. So my examples, my first example is moving across the country from California to New York City. That was always my dream. I did it. Was it perfect? Hell to the no. But when people ask me where I'm from, I say New York. I like to say that Oakland made me because I was born and raised in Oakland. I should say, how do I say this? Something along the lines of, okay, my brain is not working right now. Oakland birthed me basically, but New York made me. Okay, we'll just say it like that right now. I have a better way of saying it, but you get the point. I was born here in the Bay Area, but I'm the person I am today because of all of the life experiences that I gained in New York City. So when people ask me where I'm from, I know what I say. I say Oakland raised me. That's right. Oakland raised me, but New York made me. So anyways, I am who I am today because of all those life experiences, and things have not been perfect. They have been far from it, but I don't regret anything. Had I not taken that first leap, I wouldn't be going to Vietnam. Since then, I've lived in Indonesia. I lived in Bali, most recently in Thailand, and now I'm going to Vietnam. Had I not gone to New York first, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. This channel probably wouldn't exist. Real talk. So just be with that for yourself. Pray for protection though. I have learned to pray for protection and prepare ahead of time vibrationally so that if something does happen, I land on my feet anyways. It's not about things going wrong. It's about God having your back at all times and you knowing that. Walk by faith and not by sight. But do that pragmatically. Pray for protection beforehand and do the practical stuff as much as you can. Dot those I's and cross those T's. Make sure you have your affairs in order. Maybe you can't get everything in order 100%. If it's only 70 or 80%, do as much as you can beforehand. That's what I've had to do to get to where I'm going. And I've gotten a lot further than I would have had I said no and didn't try or do anyway. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And now the trying and doing is better because of all the prior experience. Wisdom is gold. So then she talked about being a people pleaser, and I put here, former yes woman to discovering my own strength. I used to not be a people pleaser per se, but I grew up doing that mentality of children are to be seen, not heard, and I really took that to heart and tried to be the good girl, XYZZ, never disobeying, never disrespecting. And I'm not saying that, go around disrespecting your elders or your parents, but they're human too. They make mistakes. They're not perfect. And in retrospect, I can see how that affected me. I was also terribly shy as a child. So that combination it really affected me. And I also have a natural tendency to be a lone wolf. And for me, that's fine. But I've had to learn how to balance that out within myself, and discover my own strength, because people like me get perceived as being weak, when we're actually stronger than the person who's barking and talking the loudest. But it's a different kind of strength. And if you carry the type of strength that I'm speaking of, you have to learn how to efficiently and effectively maneuver in this world with it being set up the way it is, right? So I just wanted to comment on that. Okay, so now let's move on. Number 2, she talked about improving her private life. Okay, spending more time seeking knowledge, taking care of her health, her hair, her body. All of these things are so important, right? Like, yes, we have to do these things. She also talked about or mentioned feeling tired after work. So how it can be a struggle to do those types of things when you're tired and you just want to go to bed. We have all been there, right? But you cannot use that as an excuse, or else you'll just keep doing it. And this is something that I'm coming out of. And oh my God, ooh, child, yeah, it's a challenge. Spending that time working on confidence, speaking to yourself the same way you speak to loved ones, so crucial. That self-talk. And she put here, self-talk equals, or she said self-talk is crucial. And the path to confidence is not an overnight one. For sure. It's a long distance journey, you guys. If you're going through that right now, be patient with yourself, but be vigilant, persistent, and consistent. Be vigilant, persistent, and consistent with it though, okay? Keep going. Eventually, you'll see a pivot or shift in your thinking, and then you will experience it externally, 100%. Also, she talked about the private, me, these are my thoughts. So private life equals quality of life. This is true. I am an automaton. I will sit up and work. I care less on some level about other things right now because I have this goal and this intention, and I'm doing my darndest to accomplish it. But that being said, I know that if I don't get out of the house or go do something else, that's not healthy either. And that's not helping me. That's actually doing a disservice. Okay. So balance can be challenging. Like, I get that, but one does support the other. You need both sides of the coin. And let me be clear, balance does not mean perfect or like equal. People tend to confuse balance with equal. Oprah had said something to this effect. For me, balance means that, yeah, honestly, 70% of my time is spent working. And then that other 30% is spent doing everything else. But I do everything else routinely and consistently, and I keep it at a certain level. For you, it might look completely different. You might want to do what people consider balance, being the 50-50 approach. That's not my reality. Okay. I know my numbers and what I have to do to meet my numbers in terms of my finances and my income and the way my work is. Know different things for yourself. We all have different circumstances and situations. You're going to have to plug in your details and figure out what balance is for you. That's basically what Oprah had said one day. Or at one time I'd heard her say, there's no such thing as balance. It's an illusion. You need to find balance respective to you, your personality, your needs, and your circumstances. Next, choose a project outside of the necessities, something to push yourself and grow. Success isn't the priority, wisdom is. I wanted to talk about that too, because if you're having challenge with, if you're finding it challenging to, how do I say this? If you're finding it challenging to come out of this, like you really want to do something out other than work or other than your routine, right? Choose something and do it. Okay. Dedicate the time. And what will happen is it's like a garden. You'll plant the seeds, you'll put that fertilizer down, and you'll be watering it with your time and your energy. Let's say you start off with doing only 30 minutes a week of something or 30 minutes a day of something. Next thing you'll know, you'll suddenly find that you have an hour to do it. And then it snowballs and becomes this bigger thing and could be something that totally transforms your life. Okay. And maybe if you're working on a business project or a side hustle, for instance, I put here that success isn't the priority, wisdom is, because sometimes when we do these things, maybe we're not that good at them at first, or we don't get the results that we hoped for or imagined. So what? Don't let that deter you. Just keep going. Learn from it. Know that you are gaining wisdom, even if it doesn't happen the way that you want it to. Don't let that be a deterrence for you. Okay. Learn from it and keep going and keep pivoting. Some people, they are home runners. When they do stuff, the first time they knock it out of the park. Some of us are pivoters. I'm a pivoter. I had to keep pivoting and notch until I finally get that home run. I've come to realize that about myself. Everybody's mode and pattern of success is different. And we typically only see like one pattern, which is the problem. That's the common narrative, is the home run narrative. But everybody is not like that. So you need to know what type of success you manifest and how it manifests or presents itself to you, and trust that process and keep going. Sleep better and energize. Yeah. So if you are having difficulty like physically and mentally with like fatigue and stuff, you really want to do something, but you're just dog tired. Yeah. I'm a hardcore sleeper in terms of like, I don't care if it's only 4 hours of sleep. I encourage you to get more sleep, but sometimes the reality is you only get X or Y, Z. But I make sure that whatever I get is enhanced. Okay. I will do chamomile, but I'll do 2 to 3 bags of chamomile, not just one, because one is not going to do nothing. It needs to be strong. Chamomile is actually just as strong as caffeine, and it's its energetic opposite. But you need to take a strong enough dosage in order for it to work. Well, I guess I should say this is not medical advice. This is just me speaking my experience. Talk to a health professional about any supplements or anything like that. Don't come for me. I'm just telling you what I do. Okay. That's what I do. And then I drink better quality coffee as well. I love this brand. It's called Mount Hagen coffee. It's amazing. It's an organic coffee. It makes a difference with the sustainability and my ability to focus. So don't drink, I should say, limit the crap coffee you drink. If you're a coffee drinker, you're going to drink coffee anyways. You know what I'm saying? But at least try to get yourself some quality coffee, because it really does help with the effects of the caffeine. Like if you're going to use caffeine, use it efficiently. Okay. Get better quality coffee if you're going to use that. So I drink the tea at night, but then I drink the coffee in the morning also, because it helps me with focus, and I'm able to do stuff like this and just do what I have to do for chunks of time. And then, you take breaks, but I find that I have a much more a much higher execution rate with my days because of how I manage my energy. Next, mirror work. Okay, this is in relation to like the confidence. I started doing this as a child before I even knew it was a thing. Just, affirming my truth for myself. And now as a result, even though I still attract a lot of criticism and negative commentary for people, that's a whole nother story for another day. I'm an empath and I have some energy stuff going on that I have been working through my entire life. But that being said, since I've been doing this work as a child, this mirror work and this self-work as a child, regardless of what a hater says, can't nobody tell me my truth. I have that hardwired within myself. I control my narrative. I control my truth. I know what my truth is. Can't nobody do that. I do that. I've been doing this since I was a child, okay? It's not overnight. It took me a long time to get to where I am. And I'll share my story eventually in a video, but yeah, it's a process. Be patient. Be patient. Be patient and ask for strength and protection, okay? Let's continue. Next, she said, write everything down because your memory is not as good as you think it is. Write it down to have the headspace for everything. 1 second, you guys. Okay, so write it down to have the headspace for everything. And journaling is important because you can see your growth. Absolutely. Absolutely. That whole concept of creating headspace by writing things down, that's so important. Because when we have mental clutter, it affects our progress and our productivity. If you're using any inch of your brain for anything other than what you absolutely needed to, and this is a very much a Steve Jobs things too, he really, really did things in a way to be as efficient as possible each day. I was kind of motivated and inspired by him. He's one famous example of someone who does this or who did this. May he rest in peace. Honey, you don't have time for that. Automate it as much as you can and declutter to keep yourself focused. That way you can have those brilliant ideas and also experience those brilliant days. Okay, so if something is bugging you, write down what's bugging you. Write about it. What is it? What's the problem? That's the first question. I should have put that here. What's the problem? What's the issue? What is concerning me? Start with that. And I like to write the question because I find that it helps me access my subconscious mind better and my conscious mind because you're really wanting to get into that subconscious when you're journaling. Okay. So what's the issue? What's going on? And then use this prompt. I can do blank to resolve this. Just let the ideas flow to you. Don't judge them. Don't criticize them. Just let it flow. Okay. Blank can help me with this. This could be a person or it could be a tool. All right. It could be a mindset. It can be a concept. I am doing blank. What action are you taking by what day to move forward with this? Make it reasonable. Okay. Don't sit up there and play yourself. If you know you're not going to do it the next day, then don't do it the next day. Like really look at your calendar and be like, okay, am I going to do it on this day? Also, am I going to have the time and energy or will I be tired? Or if I get up, do I need to do that first before I brush my teeth to make sure it gets done? Think like that. The other thing I have here is to keep a memory book handy. This was something that I started doing this year. And then I transitioned over to a Google Doc because it's more secure for me personally. Books are great, but you know your circumstances. So make the best decision for yourself. Next, number 4, focus on protecting your peace above anything else. Yes, child. She said that. Yes, she did. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Peace. Think about the Buddha. Think about Jesus. Think about different spiritual leaders, beings over time. What's the one thing they all have in common? Can't none of them be bothered. Right? Can't none of them be bothered. There is truth in that. Focus on protecting your peace. It's not up to you to decide how that person views an experience. This is if you're dealing with a hater, okay? Who cares? I'm going to get into that in a little bit, in a moment, but who cares? Like I told you, I have had to deal with my share of that energy this lifetime. Who cares? People are always going to have assumptions about you. It doesn't matter if you're doing good or bad. Like, a hater is a hater. That's why they're a hater. We shouldn't be making villains of other people. I'm going to comment on that. And forgiveness is for yourself. Truth. She said all that. Truth. Thank you, girl. Thank you. Yes, truth. So, peace. Yes. Yes. Peace equals protection. I'm an empath. I think I said that. So if you're an empath, know that your peace equals protection. When your vibe is clear, then you're not attracting more nonsense. Empaths tends to be a little bit more energy than mass and matter, which is part of the reason why they can intuit and pick up stuff so easily in the first place. I don't know if you guys have ever thought about that, thought about it like that if you are an empath, but that is true. So you need to be even more protective of yourself. Peace is protection. It's not just about feeling good. It is legit protection. Okay, can't nothing bother you means you're going to attract can't nothing bother you. The energy just won't be there. And so that stuff that would normally try to get to you, it just can't even access your energy body or your consciousness because you're not synced up with it. Peace. Fasting to allow for the naturally occurring state of inner peace. I talked about this because this year I returned to fasting. I did maybe 4 fasts this year, and I'm going to do another one before I have to hurry up before Thanksgiving. That probably will be my last one of the year. But honey, I cleared so much stuff. I'm a Reiki practitioner. So this year I did the fasting with the Reiki. That was, I have such a deep seated sense of peace now. And it was there all along, but there was so much other stuff inside of me that I just had to clear and release. All of this stuff was energy. Oh my God. Like if I had to explain it to you, to give you an idea, a concrete idea, it's kind of like, when it rains and just after it rains, you can feel the difference in the air quality. I low key feel like that now. And I just paused. Because when I do that, I can feel the peace around me now. It's just there. I'm peace moving through other stuff now. I was not before. This has been a profound energetic and vibrational shift. And like I told you, I just manifested the tripling of my income. And I did that. I've been here since August 1st and it's October now. So a little over 2 months, right? I was not manifesting like this before. Stuff was coming out janky. That peace business is the business. Okay. And once again, it's not medical advice, but fasting really does help you to clear your energy body deeply, effectively, and efficiently. You don't need to know what it is. Who cares? Nobody cares about the freaking story. I mean, I'm not saying that the story doesn't matter. Yes, it does, but not as much as we like to think. Just get the stuff out of your system. That's what I'm saying. Just get it out. Fasting really helped me this year with that. Now, stay in your own head. If you're dealing with haters, let's say you're attracting negative energy for whatever reason. I'm an empath and I'm starting to learn that there are different types of empaths. For whatever reason with me, I'm like a mirror for people, but they're a mirror for me too to see what I need to work on. But what's happening is it's a lot of low vibration people. So what I've learned to do is to stay in my own head. Okay. I have daily tasks at the top of my mind and I keep myself actively working away on my stuff. Okay. When I'm focused on my stuff, I don't think about that other stuff because I'm focused on what I'm focused on. It doesn't even come up. Now, their perspective is none of your business. You may hear this, but you may be getting attacked, right? It may be happening to you. So you may be like, yeah, I know that that's true, but listen, focus on yourself. Their perspective is none of your business. It's not. Your perspective is all of your business. Okay. Pivot away from that. And it might have to come in increments. Maybe you're living with the people who are doing this to you, right? Maybe you have to go to work or school with them. So it might have to come in increments. But you take a chunk of something related to this and start to pull away until you gradually pull away everything. And you'll see that person leave or you'll leave, like something will happen. I put here, keep your days jam-packed with you-ness. For real, like I'm focusing on myself all day and doing what I need to do, my intention, okay? And that could even be an extension of my friends too. So not just me specifically, but I was on the phone with a friend last night. I texted a few people this morning. People texted me back, like just focusing on things that are directly related to me and the people who are actually directly related and supportive of me. Those people. F a hater. Okay? You should literally have no time. You should just be completely booked, jam-packed. If you stuff yourself with yourself, you won't even have the energy to focus on them because you're so busy focusing on yourself. That has worked for me. I highly recommend it. Be a survivor instead of a victim. This is the other thing too. Yeah, haters may be coming for your neck, but instead of being like, oh, they did this, did it, and I'm a victim. No, you're a survivor. You're a warrior. You're a warrioress. Okay? Change that. The Archangel Michael is very good if you need help. Squat up. Release and acceptance versus forgiveness. I wanted to touch on this because, yeah. So I don't always forgive because I don't feel like it's vibrationally appropriate. Like I told you, I'm an empath and I can feel the energy of stuff. If I'm not trying to forgive you, then I'm not going to force myself to just because that's the common narrative. But I will release your ass, okay? And I will accept you for where you at. Do you understand what I'm saying? Vibe and attune to the difference. Maybe the forgiveness work isn't working for you because you aren't fully forgiving. You just don't want to. Some people don't warrant my forgiveness. I feel like forgiveness is a high level of emotion. And I don't need to sit up here and forgive a jackass. But I might want to forgive a family member, for example. You feel me? But I will release the jackass and watch them get transferred or something else. Like, honey, the energy be real. The universe is real. Like, people be moving away from me. Circumstances be moving away from me because of how I operate with my energy. I play no games, and I don't have to sit up here and have any anger about it. It is what it is. It's always about the principle with me. Do I want to be treated like this? Would I treat somebody like this? Nah. Okay, then I'm going to block this person. I'm going to protect myself from this person, wish them the best, and pray that they move to a better situation. And they move to a situation that they're aligned with. And if they happen to be a jackass, then the situation turns out to be sour for them. That's what happens. I'm just telling you what happens with me. Because like attracts like, energy attracts energy, right? Maybe I've had a situation where I had this was when I worked in healthcare. I had a coworker who, she was harassing me and trying to bully me or whatever. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. I didn't get angry or mad or anything. I just was like, okay, I'm going to just let that be and continue to focus on my work and focus on my patients. And she wanted to get promoted to another floor. She got promoted to the floor, praise God, hallelujah, for, good. I'm Buddhist, by the way. I use different terms. I was raised Christian. I want to be clear, I'm Buddhist. So Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, right? Anyways, she gets to the floor and she starts getting bullied. She got what she prayed for, but it was in alignment with her vibration. You feel me? It's not about wishing anything bad on the person. Just wish that they have something better and something that they're aligned with, because they're gonna attract what they're aligned with anyways at the end of the day. I hope that makes sense. But release. That person didn't warrant my forgiveness. She was a jerk. So I'm gonna let her be a jerk, but she's gonna be a jerk someplace else away from me. Feel me? That's what happened. I hope that makes sense. Next. So, number 5, create visual reminders. She talked about like the Post-its. I never watched Mary Jane, the show Mary Jane on BET, but I guess in that show, the character, she uses Post-its. I think that's great. Do that. Nothing is bad or good, but thinking it makes it so. Truth. Nothing is bad or good, but thinking it makes it so. Everything is neutral. Energy itself is neutral. Your perspective is what changes it, and your intention is what changes it. That's why I can F a hater, because it's neutral, to be honest with you. And I choose not to give a F. That's my perspective. Which do you want? The pain of who you are or the pain of growth? She was dropping diamonds in this part of the video. Which do you want? The pain of who you are or the pain of growth? I'm gonna just let y'all be with these little diamonds that she was dropping. Drop, drop. The words you speak are the house you live in. And lastly, she talked about creating habits, right? So what she does is she mentioned like leaving your workout clothes out, right? If you're gonna work out, yeah, put them by your bedside, right? I have my workstation ready to go. I told y'all, like, I'm working. It'd be ready, honey. So I could just get up in the morning and literally roll out of bed and get to what I gotta do. I teach international students online. That's a part of what I do. So like, I have to get up at like literally at 3 o'clock in the morning, but my workstation is ready. So all I have to do is get up and I'm good to go. All right. Surround yourself with what you want. So surround yourself with reminders. Surround yourself with the tools that you need to get it done. If you want to start jogging, put your running shoes by your bed. No excuses. You know, take all of the possibilities of excuse out of your situation, and they just won't be a thing because you just won't have them. Okay. And that could be a gradual process. That might not happen overnight. So be patient with that as well. I think patience is very important when we talk about habits. But yeah, be patient. Now, here are my thoughts. Keep a rolling to-do list. This is something that I've been doing for a while now, but really this year it morphed into something that's kind of become a mainstay in my routine. A rolling to-do list means like you may have like 10 core tasks that you need to get done for the week. Maybe you get to one day and another the next day. Don't beat yourself up about not getting to stuff at said time. Just keep going until all the stuff is done. That's the mentality that I've taken, and I just don't have any stress or anxiety about stuff when it comes to getting things done, and it gets done. It's like magic versus before where I would like stress out about it a little bit or have some level of anxiety, and then it just wasn't, it was counterproductive, counterintuitive, I guess. No, counterproductive is more accurate, and it just wasn't helpful. But now it's just like, I know it's going to get done, and it gets done. And sometimes stuff gets done under the time that I had intended because something will happen where it's just like the energy breaks. That's the other thing too, in terms of like the energy perspective of this. Time is not really like a real thing, at least not the way we organize it and structure it. You got to remember that too. Like time can be created. I know that sounds crazy if you're a more pragmatic person, but yeah. Like you can swear up and down that you don't have time, but then something happens and then you do, or it takes you half the time to get something done than you had anticipated. Like stuff like that happens to me often now because I just changed my perspective on it. So I just keep a rolling to-do list and I just watch the stuff get done. Prioritize the main thing for the day and get done when your energy is the highest. So like I told y'all, you know, I have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to work. I do it, but then I'm done. After that, I'll eat and do yoga. And like a lot of people, this is gonna sound like it's like ew, you know, brushing your teeth and bathing and all that stuff. Yeah, that happens for me too, but not before I work. I have to get this done first. It is what it is. And I'm getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna work and do what I gotta do, and then I will do that. Now I'll give myself a nice relaxing scrub, but I usually work beforehand. Okay, real talk. Make time for yourself too, or make time for self too. So important. You cannot neglect yourself. And if you are trying to create a better life for yourself, a better lifestyle, and maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you're in the in-between of that. Maybe you're in between where you are, air quotes, versus where you want to be, right? You have to do something. Go get your nails done. Go get a massage. Take the time to start bringing in that energy. It's not just about you doing it. It's the energy of it being a mainstay in your life. It's so important. I love to read. So like one thing I started doing this year, because I had gotten away from reading. A lot of readers have gotten away from it as our lives have gotten busier, right? I'll just do like 30 minutes a week. And it is such an indulgence for me. And now I do a little bit more than that. And I'm doing a slow read. I'll have my audiobooks on while I'm grading or doing other stuff, the dishes, etc., right? But to actually sit down and read a book, oh my God, such a treat for me. I've really been enjoying it. And it may take me a year to read that book. I don't care. It's not about that. It's about the point and the principle of it, right? So take time for yourself. Know what you're doing the next day before going to bed. This is one thing that I do. I already know when I get up, I'm gonna do this, right? Tomorrow. I just know. At this point, I have a rolling to-do list. I used to write it down, but now it's become such a habit for me. I just keep a mental one. But if you're starting out with this, definitely write it down at first. And you might have to continue writing it down, depending on what it is. But so I also put here, review your to-do list before starting your day. So I'll know what I have to do before I go to bed. But then in the morning, as I'm waking up, I'll say thank you for another day. First of all, thank you. But then after that, it'll be oh, I said I have to do X, Y, Z today. This is the day for this particular activity. And then I'll think, how am I feeling? What energy levels do I have? Do I actually feel like doing it? If I don't have the energy, then I'll look at something else on my to-do list and do that instead. But and revise it according to my vibe. Okay, that's another tip. I hope that makes sense. Now, okay, yeah, that's it. So let's move on to the journaling activity. I hope that was helpful, you guys. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, right? I hope that was helpful. Tell me how it was helpful. Comment below about that. What did you take away from this? What 3 things, this is a journaling activity. So what 3 things would I be doing if I were living life as intended? Write that down and answer it. Am I doing those things now? Write that down and answer it. How can I start doing those things or enhance what I'm doing? If you've already started, how can you do more of it? Or how can you do it better? Can you use better quality products or ingredients? What can you do? Can you reach out to a mentor to help you? Can you invest in this training program, whatever it is? Okay. That's a journaling activity. And like I said, this will be linked on my Facebook page. Thank you so much. Comment, share, like, and subscribe, and click that bell button. So it's facebook.com/clarity with Kim. Shout out. Okay. I love you guys very much, and I hope that this is helpful. Once again, comment below if there's something you want me to react to, and maybe give more insight to, like I did with this video. And yeah. Oh, I remember. I was like, there's something else. So one of my friends, she busted me out. She was like, girl, when you're doing your videos, I see all your tabs because I'm a tabaholic. I do not care. Let me know if you like this format with the black stripes. I realized the reason why I wasn't doing it like that before was because I don't know if these black stripe situations on the side here are actually the move to make versus this. This I pulled the I just panned out, right? So, but it's white. I think I personally prefer the white. So let me know that as well. You can just comment black or white for your preference. That would be helpful to me. And I'm sending this video to the friend who called me out. And I'm going to see what she says. I hope that makes sense too. Please let me know, because I want to, I'm doing small improvements to the quality and the editing. Not much, y'all. Time management is real. Just putting these videos together at this level takes a lot of time, but I can at least do that to make it better if it's a better viewing experience for you. So let me know, black or white. All right, loves. I will see you later. Bye, boos.